The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Wool. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, a shocking discovery made today on Grand Bahama as a body was discovered on the lawn of the tallest building on the island. Tonight, police are still trying to determine what led to this tragic incident. Joan Davis-Wohl has our top story.
The gruesome discovery of the mangled body was reportedly made by security officials at Casa Bahama, who then alerted police.
Shortly before 9 a.m. this morning, we received information that a body was found at Casa Bahama in this vicinity over here, in the lawn area in front of Casa Bahama. Officers responded and came to this facility and discovered a body of a dark male clad in dark blue jacket and a jean pants. He is pronounced dead. At this initial stage, we are in the preliminary stages of our investigation, and we are waiting the results from the doctor's report and the autopsy to determine the exact cause of death.
Word of this tragedy spread like wildfire, attracting scores of onlookers. It not only created a traffic jam, but also resulted in heightened concerns. As the local pathologists arrived, police remained tight-lipped about the investigations. This as the search for leads continued. Press Liaison Officer Inspector Teresita Pinder.
Was the building broken into? Any signs of false entry? What can you tell us in that regard?
At this point in time, we are very careful in disseminating that type of information at this time because we're at the initial stages of investigation. We don't want to jump to conclusion too quickly, but as time goes on and the progress of the investigation, we can determine as to exactly what happened here.
What state the body was in once it was discovered here?
Well, the body, but I can't really, go into that much information as it is.
Meanwhile, as the body remained covered, all eyes were on the 5th floor of the high-rise complex, where investigators were seen dusting for fingerprints.
While it's not known how this young man may have met his death, one thing is for certain that residents are very concerned and they're calling for this building, Casa Bahama, which has been abandoned for many years, to be torn down.
It's terrible to see what's really taking place. I don't know what will drive someone to commit such an act, but right now we don't know the particulars and what's going on. This building's supposed to at least should have some security being abandoned so long. So something needs to be done about this building. Either you can break it down or you're going to do something with it.
It's an eyesore, but I don't know the reason why they get no security.
What do you think happened here?
Well, they say he jumped from the 5th floor, but then I doubt it. I don't know how he's been up higher than that.
This would have not probably have happened if the building was in operation, so we could trace back to say, well, we need more jobs, we need these dilapidated buildings that are down, we need them up and running, and, even if not, it needs to be secured, whereby folks would not have access to the building, and I think this is a wake-up call.
How did he get up there? How did he get on the property? So the question still remains. I think the authorities need to do the honorable thing and either secure this building, take it down, or do something else to be done with this building. And this is a sad day today.
Officials from Rescue Funeral Home removing the body from the scene, the police carrying out their investigations, and we await word of the exact cause of death. Police is asking anyone with information to contact the nearest police station. Joan Davis-Wohl, ZNS Network News.
Well, we spoke with the owner of that building, businessman Mario Donato, who confirmed that a security officer is posted at Casa Bahama for most nights. He says when the security officers returned to the building this morning, he realized that the glass door had been smashed, and that led to the discovery of the body on the property, and the authorities were called in. Donato says he has invested significant sums of money in repairs to Casa Bahama since it was damaged by the storms of 2004 and 2005, and the building remains on the market for sale. In other news, the United States Coast Guard rescuing a group of Cuban migrants in Bahamian waters on Sunday. 21 males and 2 females were spotted in a rustic boat near the Quezal Bank. The boat was reportedly taking on water at the time. Now, the Cubans were picked up by the Coast Guard and brought to Freeport around 3:40 Sunday afternoon and handed over to local immigration officials. The migrants were transported to the detention center in New Providence around 6 o'clock yesterday evening to await repatriation. Reports say the Cubans had been on the seas for some 9 days before they were rescued by the U.S. Coast Guard. And 4 Mexicans hauled before the magistrate's court today for overstaying and working without a work permit. Immigration officials tell us that the Mexicans were arrested on Friday after they were found carrying out renovations at a store in Port Lacaya. In court today, one was charged with overstaying and with working as well as employing the others without a work permit. He was charged $1,500 or 1 month on each count. The 3 remaining Mexicans pled guilty to overstaying and was fined $1,000 or 1 month. They also pled guilty to working without a permit and was fined $1,500 or 1 month behind bars. And police officials investigating 2 armed robberies, the first taking place near Silver Point Beach off Royal Palm Way yesterday. Now, police tell us a woman was held up and robbed by a man armed with a machete. Police say the culprit stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall and was wearing a gray hoodie and black pants. The second incident occurred around 8:30 this morning in the Bevanstown area. Police say a male employee of that business in the eastern community was accosted by 4 males armed with guns and a machete who robbed him of his wallet and his ATM card. The culprits then robbed the owner and his wife of an undetermined amount of cash and escaped in the 1998 green Ford Ranger truck owned by the business owner. Anyone with any information that can assist with these matters are asked to contact the nearest police station at 350-3107 or 8-911-919, or once again, the nearest police station. Well, the Freeport Harbor Company releasing a response to the resignation of 5 of its marine pilots on Friday. Management confirmed that they have received and accepted the resignations, stating that they want to assure maritime industry stakeholders that a core team of dedicated pilots are in place to service the harbor's requirements. Now, according to the release, the Harbor Company has for some time been aware of the intention of some of the marine pilots, and appropriate contingency measures have been put in place by the Harbor Company. And they say that this action by the pilots to force the Harbor Company to hand over its investments, legal and rightful business to the pilots will not succeed. The group, all members of the New Bahamas Maritime Pilots Association, gave notice of their resignation from the company that they hope will bring about a sense of independence for pilots in the industry. And the feud with the Grand Bahama Christian Council taking yet another turn today. This time, former executives have come to the defense of the embattled president, Pastor Keith Meadows. The former executives tell the media today that they are concerned about the issue of the process.
We do not speak to allegations, we speak to the process. There is only one Christian council, there is only one president at a time.
Former past presidents and executives of the Grand Bahama Christian Council showing support for Pastor Keith Meadows. This after he was allegedly ousted as president by those on his executive team. His supporters say they did not come to discuss the nature of the allegations, but they were seeking to set the record straight regarding the alleged vote of no confidence by the executive board.
Reverend Keith Meadows enjoys the majority of members of the Grand Bahama Christian Council and will continue his leadership as the president of the Grand Bahama Christian Council.
Constitutionally, they contend that Meadows is the president of the Grand Bahama Christian Council and he will maintain his post. Malcolm Pine, a former executive of the council, says he has been appointed to speak to this issue on behalf of Meadows. He says if certain members believe that Meadows is guilty of the accusations, there is a proper process.
Even if this brother had committed a sin or have done wrong, the way it is being handled by other Christian brethren is wrong and unbiblical. How can one bring accusations without evidence? And these are the days. If you tell me that the brother is guilty of something, I don't want hearsay. Bring the facts. I don't even want pictures because they could be doctored. Either you have to bring the accused or show me this action taking place.
A meeting was held this past Friday by the council, and a large number of representatives from churches reportedly attended. Wallace says recommendations were put forward and a commission of inquiry will be held into these allegations.
We cannot leave it hanging because the brother wouldn't be able to sleep at nights. So it has to be determined whether accusations are only accusations or accusations are facts. We don't know, but the commission of inquiry will determine that.
But they claim that the council no longer has a vice president. They contend that Pastor Sidney McIntosh resigned 2 weeks ago after he called a meeting and brought certain allegations against Meadows.
He resigned in a meeting, an executive meeting. The following day, he rescinded, but he did not rescind with the executives of a called meeting by the president. He is not constitutionally, based on his resignation, he is not the vice president of the Grand Bahama Christian Council. He has done the honorable thing, obviously, and stepped down. So those who cannot serve with the president should also do the honorable thing, considering that most of them were appointed. What the honorable thing would be to step aside and to not serve and to allow others to serve at the pleasure of this president.
At this point, they say there is only one Grand Bahama Christian Council president, no vice president, and a meeting will be held soon to determine the way forward. Now, we contacted Pastor Sidney McIntosh this evening to clarify his position within the Grand Bahama Christian Council. However, he told our news team that he does not wish to comment on this matter at this time. Stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition continues right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A call going out to parents to ensure that underage children are supervised when they attend public activities. Last month, a partnership was formed between several government agencies in an effort to ensure the safety of residents and tourists at the Port Lakaya Marketplace in particular. Grand Bahama's #1 entertainment spot is expected to see an increase in activity with the opening of the new Memories Resort in Port Lakaya. Deputy Director of Education Sandra Edgecombe is appealing to parents to join in the safety campaign.
Life and death, it's the economy. The parents are maids and waitresses and restaurant workers and all the other workers in the hotels. And if the tourists don't come, it affects their pocketbooks, and it certainly affects what you're able to do for your children. And so we have to see this as a partnership in working together to make sure that our children are safe when they are out and that we are responsible. That is a part of your job as a parent.
Now, Edgecombe is also asking parents with young girls to be careful how they allow them to dress when going out.
When you send them out the way you send them out dressed also speaks about how safe they might end up being at the end of the night. Because when they look and dress like an adult, an older man or woman could think that they are an adult and want to ask them certain questions or to give them a ride or whatever comes with all of that. And so we have to be mindful, even while we're having fun. We have to be safe. We have to send good messages because we're representing our homes, our community, our schools.
Now, the police, the Ministry of Tourism, and the Christian Council are also a part of this initiative. Well, former educator Damaris Thompson releasing an interesting book encapsulating some of the culture of the country. The book, called What Mama Say, includes famous words used by Bahamians, some phrases and their meanings, bush medicines, biblical proverbs, and famous old sayings. The book signing was held on Sunday evening at the Community at Heart Tabernacle on Carl Road. Family members, friends, and well-wishers attended the book launch. Supporters and educators Alfreda Cooper and Charles Brennan Wood say they're proud of the accomplishments of the local author.
grew up with her grandmother. And you know, elderly people always tell you stories. Things like, if you lie down with dogs, you'll get fleas. Too many cooks spoil the broth. And so she grew up in that atmosphere where she was nurtured in a godly family and also given all the wisdom of growing up with an elderly person. And I think they're the qualities that made her the person that she is today. I see her as a true Christian, one who lives Christianity by her actions day by day. And this book will encourage other persons to realize that they should listen to what older people have to say, because you can learn so much from them.
Used to say, oh, those are just old parables that Mama is saying, whether it was an old wise auntie or a old grandmother who read us, or even our mothers ourselves. But they always had these really important things, and what it is they really ask us to search a little deeper, to find the hidden meaning, to find that pearl within that wisdom that was being expressed. And this is what is needed today, to take us back to that time so that we can use it to rear our children.
And that's a look at stories making news at the hour. Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we return.
Everybody at Sports Time, I'm Ricardo Lightborn. Don't blink or else you'll miss it, folks. The College of the Bahamas is looking for some soccer players for its fall program. Their first stop, well, the fine soccer talent is right here on Grand Bahama on the weekend. The Freeport Rugby Club is the venue for soccer recruitment Saturday. The young soccer players also getting loose, and it would be an historic event. Head soccer coach of College of Bahamas, Stephen Bellott, is on the island. Coach Bellott looking for soccer players at his collegiate program.
You go to scout, you don't have much in the way of expectations. Sometimes you're pleasantly surprised, other times slightly disappointed. But generally, from what I've gotten in the past here in Grand Bahama, I've always been I shouldn't say surprised, but pleased with the players. At present, we have 3 players that play on our team from Grand Bahama.
The game of soccer has evolved over the years, and has the program at COB been exciting? Coach Bellott says it's a golden opportunity for young men and their development.
We try as much as possible to encourage the players to get their information into the College of the Bahamas, deal with the paperwork. Obviously, grades are very important. And then simply the criteria, that knowing that when you come into the program, there's going to be a level of work associated, that we expect you a certain level of responsibility as well.
Being a former soccer player and now a college coach of the game, giving student athletes the opportunity to excel in the game also requires an education that's essential at COB.
It's a process whereby, and I tell my players this, is that having played for the College of the Bahamas, they should be looking to then move on to the national team. Or if at all possible, looking at the possibility of playing at another level again.
The College of Bahamas recruitment exercise on the weekend was well received, and for the soccer players, a golden opportunity to play at the next level. Let's go to basketball, folks. In the Grand Bahama Basketball Association, the Seagraves Saints defeated the Warriors for life 72-51. Rashawn Campbell had a great game, 24 points. Frederick Williams had 19, losing cost. The Arawak Stars, they down the Man of Honor 74-64. Jay Philippe back home and playing great basketball, had a good one as well. And also Earl Jones had a 25-point game. Now the ladies will start the ball bouncing tonight. The Lady Flames take on the Lady Predators. The College of Bahamas are going to be taking on the Showtime Knights. And you've got the Saturday Ballers and TANKA'S Predators. St. George's Gym. Go by, check it out, and see how it all works out tonight. Well, we have some athletes in here, and I ain't gonna tell you who it is, but she's coming right back in just a moment.